How you doing, guys? How you doing, guys? I haven't done this for a very long time, and I have John, who I think I haven't spoken to in a very long time too. To be honest with you, all of us used to be so active on a YouTube group, and the other day I was like, this group has gone so quiet. But now the thing is, I was looking for John because I was like, yeah, Newcastle. Let me find John. But the thing is, I have a new phone. I used to have him in my old phone, and everybody's number was English. And I was like, oh, I can't go through these numbers. I was trying to go through the numbers. Nobody has a picture. So I was like, let me just ask, and somebody good enough to tag the legend himself, John, who you guys, I have left his channel link, and I have actually tagged him in there, so you can go support him. He does a lot of vlogs right now of football matches, and his channel is very exciting and it's always growing. Get him to that 40K, and I think he deserves it. He's a very hardworking guy. I think when I started off YouTube, sometimes when you're being a bit lazy, when I saw John, the way he used to grind, I was like, this is what you're supposed to do. I used to look at you and say, if he's grinding like this, everybody has to grind. But welcome to the channel, man. My channel has been a bit inconsistent, so people never know when I come live or not. But I'm gonna be trying to be consistent. But it's very hard sometimes when you're working. But big up to you, John. And I see, if I'm being wrong here, you've lost more weight, because I remember you were on a health journey before when I met you.
Well, I mean, get him to anyway, Patrick, into the chat as well, and thank you so much for having us back on here. Well, what it is, right? I mean, 6 months ago, I mean, I lost my mum. That's me at the 26. I think you might know about
Sorry
it.
about that. Yeah,
I lost
yeah.
my mum. No, that's fine. And then like I got off the rails just that little bit, but from January I will be back and starting again because I don't think I lost that. I think about the same, but the fact of the matter is, I mean, I'm going to make sure that on January the 1st, I'm going to start again. And I'm really going to hit that grind, definitely. So it's not a good time to start dieting again because Christmas is coming up. But January, rest assured, I will be straight back on it.
Nah, big up, big up, big up. Big up, and thank you for coming on. And as I said, as I was looking for you on Twitter, then I was looking for you on that group, but I couldn't because I said I have a new phone, and my new phone did not have people. Because I remember last time when there was a Crystal Palace preview, I couldn't find the Crystal Palace guys also. I was like, oh, I had everybody's contact, and it's in my iPhone. But you know what? We're gonna talk about the big game. And for those guys who are gonna watch it late, I know I have a lot of people who are always watching on Twitter. Because that's where most of my feed is. But all the guys who are going to watch this late, as I said, if you look in the description, John's channel is in there. You can go and watch the good work he does. But we are going to go straight into this preview game. We're not going to take a long time with it, but it's a very big game, I think, for both of us, for both Newcastle and Man City. Newcastle right now, I don't know. I don't know how to judge you guys this season, because you've been very good at home. Like at home, you're very difficult to beat, as always. You're sitting 14th, which I think you don't deserve to be 14th. That's me personally, because I think I rate your team. I think your team is supposed to constantly fight for top four. Even this season, to believe it or not, John, I actually thought by this time. Remember, I think we had a chat before, long time ago. If you remember, you, me, and Carl, one of my friends from America, we said we were thinking that in 2 years you become much of a threat to the table. Somehow, obviously, I'm pretty sure if I ask you this, it's also not for the fact that Isaac, I think for me, I'm not blaming him, but I think he caused a bit of a turbulence in your system, because I think your system was catered towards him, and your system was working with him there. But what do you think yourself? Because I thought by this time you were going to I thought you were going to be one of the teams competing for the trophies.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Patrick. I mean, look, you had another good season last season, finished fifth. We could have gone second, but the fact of the matter is, I mean, you touched on Isak as well. I mean, last season, about 4 games to go, I've noticed that he missed a lot of chances. Now, whether it's deliberate chances, I don't know. I mean, he wanted more money to start the football club. Apparently, he wanted 300k a week at the football club, yeah, and Newcastle ain't going to pay that because of PSR. Now, PSR sort of helping, told us for another day, and we got about it before PSR sort of thing. I hope you in your case as well, Man City. But for me, he's had one more money to stay at the football club. He felt that winning the Carabao Cup is enough. He wanted to win something in Newcastle. He did that. He thought his job done, and he wanted to move on to bigger and better things, yeah? But I've got no problems with players leaving the football club, such as Alexander Isak. The problem is, though, Patrick, is the way he left the football club, yeah? And I'll tell you one thing, right? He would not have acted like that under Brian Clough or Alex Ferguson. No way, or even Bobby Robson for that matter, do you know what I mean? But the way he acted, he didn't want to turn up. He went to Real Sociedad, his former club, to do training over there. He felt.
Wait, did he go? Did he start training with Real Sociedad? Oh my God!
Oh, yeah, he did. He trained with Sociedad, Dad. Training. Like, he just went back to his former club. He did training there for maybe a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks. I don't know. But one thing for sure, when I heard that news, that guy is done. I say, get him out of the football club ASAP. Just take what we can, get this guy out of here. Then we've got a replacement, yeah. But thank God, I'm sure we're going to touch on Voldemort in a minute, yeah, because I've got some great things about him.
He's a nice striker, yeah.
He is a fantastic striker. He's a young lad, 21, 22. He cost 69 million quid, right? And this guy is just going to get better and better. However, if you're going to play to his strengths, we've got to keep crossing out balls to him, and then he'll get somewhere. Do you know what I mean? But Elanga hasn't done it yet. But I'm not gonna tap hard on him. I'm not gonna tap on Elanga. No way. You know why? Because there's a player there. Everyone knows that. Yeah. But we are not playing to Elanga's strengths by playing a counter-attacking football. Yeah. Then we play possession football. And I think Elanga might just take it off the edge of that sort of thing. But I'm gonna stand by him, see how he does. But if you waited another 6 months, we could have earned Semenyo from Bournemouth and paid 65 million quid for the guy. But didn't happen. Yeah. But back to Isak, for me, good riddance to him. He's out of here, right? And I'll tell you one thing, bro. I'll tell you something now. Look what he's doing for Liverpool at the minute. He has had a pre-season, and he's playing with us for it. Well, I'm sorry, Alex. It's your fault, bro, because you're the one. You want out of the football club. You didn't want to train with us. You didn't want a pre-season with us. You're done. Simple as that, Move on.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, that is true. Move on. And you know what I said at the beginning, John, is I think you guys played football catered for him. So basically, have you seen what's happening at City with Haaland, where everything goes to you? And when everything goes to you, you look great. Now you look great because it's for you. They're creating for you. Why, if he goes to Liverpool, Salah wants to score. Salah is scoring. Salah is not going to say, I'm going to give it to Isaac. Salah is the guy who wants somebody to cook for him. And then you look at Gakpo. Gakpo is not cooking for Isaac. Gakpo says, I want to score. So that's why it's not working. I told Liverpool fans that the reason why Isaac is not working out is because at Newcastle, they catered for him. He was that golden boy. Here, everybody wants to score. So anyway, let me see. One of the comments says, big up, Pat, and bless. TV, Jordy. I'm still waiting for Elanga to arrive too. Eddie gotta find the solution. That is true. John and Pat, hello boys. How you doing, Bella? As always, guys. As I said, if you want his channel, it's in the description. Now let's talk about this game. Obviously, for me, I'm going to talk about your striker. I love your striker. He scored for Germany 2 goals, and for a guy his height, he moves a bit different. I don't want to compare him to Haaland, but he's more flexible than Haaland. More flexible, I can say that. He seems to be somebody who is a good footballer. Big up to you guys for picking him up, and I'm pretty sure you're excited as that guy as the replacement. But looking at this game on Saturday, which is that I think it's going to be at 5:30, isn't it? It's going to be at 5:30.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be at 5:30. Tell me, who are you looking at the City side as a threat? Are you looking at Haaland, or are you looking at Doku, Foden? Are you looking at Cherky? Who gives you as a threat? Then I'll also let you know who's the threat at Newcastle, and then you can talk about the striker.
You mean the threat at Man City, yeah? Threat to Man City.
Like yourself as a Newcastle fan, when you say, I don't really want to see this guy have a good day.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I mean, you look at Erling Haaland, yeah. Erling Haaland does Erling things, yeah. Stay humble, by the way, Erling. But at the end of the day, right, I mean, that guy, he's the real deal for you guys. You know me. I don't care what anyone say. He is the real deal, and he's banging some goals as well. His record against the scoring goals is not great, to be fair. But when Sven Botman plays, he does a good job on Erling Haaland anyway, every single time.
Is he fit? I haven't heard much of him this season.
Yeah, he's fit. Sven Botman is fit, but he's trying to get back into the Sven Botman that I know. I mean, if you give us marks out of 10 for what I've seen him this season, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 because there's things I like to see and things I don't like to see from Sven. But I do like Sven. Give him another couple more months, then be back to the Sven Botman that I know. But I like him. I think he defends well when he's on it. But him, I think the better defender out of the two is Malik Chow. We're going to come on to Malik Chow in a bit, yeah? But Doku, he has to improve. I think Doku could be the game changer for you, yeah, because he's looking the part right now, Doku. I've always been a big fan of Doku anyway. He's a jack of all trades here. You don't know which job you're going to get. When he gets the ball, he's trickery. He makes you think twice, you know what I mean? And
who is he going to be against? Because I know Livramento, sorry for cutting you, I know Livramento is injured. Is he going to be against Trippier?
It's going to be against Trippier. It's going to be against Trippier by the looks of it.
It's going to be a long day, isn't it?
It's going to be a long day. Look, Trippier's 35 years old. Right? Look, what he's done, Kieran, he's done fantastic for us. I love him. He's a legend at Newcastle United. When we signed him, he opened up all the doors for bigger names to come from Newcastle United. So I'm talking about Bruno Guimaraes, yeah? I'm talking about Sven Botman, yeah? Well, I think Botman was at the club before. No, he wasn't. People like him, yeah? All these players, yeah? Absolutely amazing, yeah? But the fact of the matter is, though, Patrick, I mean, Trippier has been fantastic in this day. But for me, 35 years of age, I think he's lost that pace. And his set pieces as well has not been great neither. He's not the only one. However, I think the sooner we get Liverpool fit, the better, because we could do with him. We can really do with that guy.
What injury does he have? Sorry for asking. Because we were looking at him. City were looking at him, by the way.
Yeah, I think he's a really, really good player. I think it's ACL. I think I could be wrong, sort of thing. So I just I mean, we need him back soon. Maybe back in a couple, maybe in a couple of months, sort of thing. You know what I mean? So. And I think it's a pretty bad one, like be out for a couple of months, yeah?
Yeah.
But we need him back very, very quickly because to me, he is an absolute miss. That guy is a really, really good player. And I'm a big fan of Tino Livramento. Big fan of him.
Yeah, he's very good. I think a lot of City fans...
Is a knee ligament injury.
Oh,
I was right, knee ligament. That is pretty bad. And he's going to be out for months. So that's not very good, unfortunately. So I hope the sooner he comes out better. But touching on that, we definitely need full-backs in the January window. Yeah, I do not want to see Dan Burn playing at left back ever again.
He got a red card, didn't he? He got a red card.
He did, and apparently he was woeful. So he is woeful in that game as well, unfortunately. But Dan Burn, I love Dan Burn as a centre-back. I do not like Dan Burn a left-back because he gets his exposed. He is not a left-back. You know, that's just my opinion. I know Newcastle fans saying that.
No, he does, and he doesn't offer anything.
No left back. He does offer everything. That's the problem. I want to see overlapping fullbacks. Yeah, he's not that guy. Do you know what I mean? But centre back, all nowhere for Dan. Do you know what I mean? But another one is going to be danger. You mentioned Turkey as well. He'll come great. This guy's going to be fantastic. Quick, skillful. Again, don't really going to get from him. But I do like Bernardo Silva, you know. I do like him.
Yeah, he's a lot of some City fans say he's past it. But to be honest with you, John, Bernardo Silva has been the reason why we've been playing good. Whenever he's not in the team, funny enough, we haven't looked great. And this new system of ours, by the way, you know this new system of ours, we once played you this system at the Etihad, and when we were shit last season, and I think we beat you at the Etihad with this new system. Yeah. I am willing to see this new system. Why Newcastle? Because Newcastle at home, I'm going to be honest with you. Guys, Newcastle at home, we're all sweating. We all sweat. There's no club out there that doesn't sweat going to St. James. It's just something about the atmosphere, something about the way Newcastle play. It doesn't matter what Newcastle team. Every time you've gone to St. James, I remember we used to struggle. Even with, I think Aguero one time rescued us, but we struggle there. Everybody struggles. Newcastle at home, even I know that Arsenal won finally this season, but everybody struggles there. And I think for you to get points from Newcastle, you really have to go and give you 110%. If you go to Newcastle, St. James, you really have to play the game perfect, because you guys, the way you get behind your team is incredible. And this is the thing is, people like rating certain stadiums like Anfield, but I look at Newcastle Stadium and Crystal Palace. Your stadiums are difficult because of the way it's so loud, and even players have said it, that going to Newcastle, going to Crystal Palace is not easy. Even Pep said going to Crystal Palace and Newcastle, it feels like the fans are so close to you, like that they're right behind your back. So anyway, for me, Ilanga is a threat because of his pace. And if Ilanga is having a good, this is just personally because I've seen him do it to us before while he was at United. I've seen him do something to us when he was at Newcastle. But it depends on how you play. If you're going to play counter-attack football, I think counter-attack football suits Ilanga. But the counter-attack football that suits Ilanga, I don't think Newcastle really play that football. And it requires certain amount of players. Because I still think the date of today, when Jack Grealish was free, I told one of the Newcastle friends, I was like, why don't you get him and actually play him as a number 10? Like, give him the actual number 10 down the middle. He's like, I don't want him. I was like, what Newcastle has been missing is a creative midfielder.
Exactly
your midfield is a threat. I am scared of your midfield. But I was like, Joe Linton, Bruno, and Tonali are not creators. They are sort of bullies. Yes, once in a while, Bruno will create. But I was like, I think Newcastle are just missing a maverick. Even Cherky, if you put Cherky in front of Tonali and Bruno, I think you have the formula. I think your team, whenever I watch it, it's so solid. But every time you're like, who's the creator? Who's going to do that magic moment? Who's going to do the Cole Palmer moment? Who's going to do like a KDB moment? Even KDB, when he was old, I was like, please, Newcastle, don't look this side. This is what I was praying. I was like, don't just give him. Please don't give him a 2-year contract. Let him get finished and go away. Because I was looking, I was like, oh my God, even if Newcastle had KDB just for 2 years, now he's injured, unfortunately, he would just cook. It's as if that Newcastle team, I don't know how you feel. For me, from the outside, I say you're actually, because Newcastle fans will point out certain positions. I get it, because you watch your team more than me. But I feel like you're just a maverick away, a creative midfielder maverick away from actually being dangerous. Because sometimes you fail to create, and I'm like, Jolinton is not going to create for you. All he's going to do is bully somebody.
Yeah.
Tonali, yes, once in a while, but he's not. That's not his profession. I don't know if I'm wrong to say that.
Okay, I have to kind of agree with you, Patrick. I mean, Eddie Howe always plays the midfield three with Sandro, Bruno, and Joe Linton. He always plays a three. Excuse me, yeah. He doesn't play a 4-2-3-1. If he can change his tactics, he plays like a back 3-4-3. But you're absolutely right. We do need a number 10. Eddie Howe does not play a 10. He used to play a 10 at Bournemouth, but he doesn't play a 10 at Newcastle United. Yeah, because he thinks the three in midfield, he's got faith in them, if you know what I mean. But the fact of the matter is, you're absolutely right. I'd love to see Eddie change things up, yeah. I mean, the 4-3-3, right? We are getting found out, yeah. We're getting found out. Eddie needs to do something different. I'm an Eddie Howe fan. I love Eddie, yeah. The question is, though, he needs to change things up, yeah. I don't want to see a back five. He did that against Arsenal. That cost us the game, yeah. He didn't need to do that, yeah. Play a 4-2-3-1. You need a 10, right? I got no problems with that. The thing is, if we do play a 4-2-3-1, who's going to be dropped? Will it be Bruno? Will it be Tonali? Will it be Jordan? Because 2 can go into 3, if that makes sense. All 3 can go into 2. But who's going to be a 10? Who's going to be a number 10? Will that be Bruno Guimaraes? Yeah, he's a good creator, sort of thing. But you mentioned Jack Grealish, he'd be perfect for Newcastle United as a 10, yeah? Kevin De Bruyne, he'd be perfect as a 10 for Newcastle in a 4-2-3-1, yeah? But the 4-3-3, I love the 4-3-3, but we do need a creator. You mentioned Elanga as well, right? I'm going to get behind that guy, yeah? He said a danger sort of thing. I hope that Elanga gets a run of games, but Eddie's going to pick Jacob Murphy because, and that's another thing, Patrick, he keeps picking his favourites, yeah? He needs to be ruthless as well and start playing the players that deserves to be in the team. I want to see changes on Saturday. I really do. I'm sure we're going to come on to that as well in a bit. So, yeah, I would say, Verda Mad, that plays his own. He definitely starts up front, 100%, yeah. Anthony Gordon, is he back from suspension? I think he is anyway. He'll be back from suspension, so he'll be playing. I'm sure he will. So, unless he's coming from an injury. So Ashley might be injured on Saturday through hip injury. He might not be playing. So it looks to me Murphy's probably have to or Barnes have to play on the left, and he's going to play on the right side. Would it be Alango or Murphy? I think Ed will pick Murphy.
Okay. Yeah, he likes Murphy for his wake rate, isn't it? But
He does.
Murphy had a good season last season. He had numbers that a lot of people were comparing them to Ramil Yamal, which was true because he actually had the numbers. And he's a very, like sometimes a grafter is a good player. I know some people, some names might not be attractive or anything, but sometimes some of these grafters are good players, But says who will? Oh yeah, here's a question for you, John. Says who will pick up Foden in your midfield? They have Tonari and Bruno.
That's the thing. You're going to play 4-3-3 as well. We're going to play 4-3-3. Who's going to pick him up for me? Oh, I think I'm hoping to be Malik Chow because I want to touch on Malik Chow, by the way, if you don't mind. This guy,
Go ahead.
a Russian face in Milan sort of thing. Okay, I mean, there's a player in there, but his mistakes prone for me. But when it comes to Newcastle United, he looks a different player. He reads the game well. He defends well. I think his clumsiness could be a bit better, dives in. However, this guy is the real deal. He could do a pickup job on anybody in the Premier League. Yeah. I mean, I think, if he carries on the way he is, especially at home, he'd be fantastic. That guy could be an all-time great. You know what I mean? German international. He loves the Premier League. He loves Newcastle United. Fans loves him. But this is a big, big test for this guy. And this is the thing. We haven't beat Man City for a long, long time. We beat Hughes in the Carabao Cup when Isak scored a goal. That's the only time. When was the last time we beat Hughes, Patrick, in the Premier League?
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Let me give you guys continue liking the video. As I said, if you want to, as you can see, John is very passionate about football. This is why I like talking. This is why I like talking to people like John. Very passionate, very good knowledge with tactics and everything, and he will also know his opposition. But let me share this with you. I have something already that both of us can use here. So here you go, John. So this is you and us, City and Newcastle. This is how we have fared so far with each other. We beat you 2-0. I think that was 2023, and then obviously, if you can see, at home we beat you, but away you always beat us or we draw.
Yeah, I mean, last season, we could have done a lot better at home. That is the thing. But last season at Etihad, I mean, we got mammooshed, didn't we? By Man City, we got mammooshed last season. And I tell you what, I mean, it just goes to show we gave your team way too much respect. For every Haaland, it's always a mamoosh. Yeah, that's the thing. But if you look at the last 5 games, 1 point, that ain't good. Do you know what I mean? Excuse me. It's about time we beat teams like Man City, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? I know Newcastle fans said, as long as you don't get Hamas, blah, blah, blah. But I want to go out there and beat Man City. Do you know what I mean? We have not been for a long, long time. Do you know what I mean? There's no pleasure and beating you guys. Do you know what I mean? That would make me rest mind in peace. Do you know what I mean? But
especially at your own home, isn't it?
Exactly. I mean, if you look at that, the biggest chance we had against you guys, we were 3-1 up from when Trippier scored that free kick, and then we just defended poorly. We could have lost that game. Do you know what I mean? But you know what? End of the day, right? I mean, if we score first, we have got to keep going and keep going and keep going. We're an attacking team. We're not a defensive team. We're an attacking team. Yeah. Eddie Howe needs to bring that back. Do you know what I mean? And get us attacking like we do when it first came. Because at the end of the day, right, we've got to give it a go against these. But we got the defence who can defend properly now. Malik Chow can defend properly. Sven Botman, when he's 100%, he'll defend properly. I'll guarantee you, Patrick, he'll find a place to downburn. If he sticks at left back, we're in big, big trouble.
But Dan Burn received the card, I think so. I watched the last game.
He'll be out. He's suspended and he's banned. So.
Yeah, he's suspended. So look, I'm looking at this also with John, which is interesting to me. Guys, keep liking the video. And as I said, subscribe to John's channel. The link is in the description. And always also subscribe here if you're new. So the form for Newcastle, it seems like away you don't do well, but at home you do well.
Yeah, that is the problem, isn't it? That's the problem. I mean, if you look at that form, I mean, this season hasn't been great. I mean, the problem is it's not just losing games, but we've just not scoring goals. That's the problem. You know what I mean? Not scoring enough goals. And then we've been lucky this season. We really have been quite lucky this season. Look at that last. Do you know what I mean? But goal up against West Ham, lost 3-1. Goal against Brentford, lost 3-1. Lucky against Fulham, scored a late winner. Yeah. And then we scored a poor goal against Brighton. Yeah. And then against Forest, I mean, we were much better. Do you know what I mean? But the trouble is, though, away from home, Patrick, we've been absolutely poor this season. Poor. We just can't buy an away win. Yeah, we just cannot buy an away win. Do you know what I mean? We need to fix our away from up real quick because we've got some tough games going up soon. We got to play Everton away. We got to play Sunderland away. Then we got to play. We've got to play United away and Burnley away. They're not easy games.
Can I ask something though? What's going on? Like, I study teams, right?
Yeah.
I study teams a lot. I don't get it. I'm confused with Newcastle. Like, you know yourself, we all watch football. That's why we ended up. Well, obviously, we are more from the first YouTubers, because I remember when I started, the first, it was yourself. I was looking away. We're more for the first, so we don't do much banter or this new YouTube behavior of where it's bantering each other. So we do watch other teams and then we talk based on what we see. I keep watching your team. I don't get why all of a sudden that Newcastle team just doesn't perform our way, especially this season. I'm like, I don't get it at all.
I'm at a complete loss at the end of the day. I'm at a complete loss. I mean, have you got confidence in having a go? Are we just happy playing for a point? I just don't know. I really don't. But at the end of the day, right, I mean, we just have not performed away from home. I mean, I'm at a loss as well. I don't understand why that we just keep going and keep going and keep going. Do you know what I mean? Are we scared to get beat? I don't know. Are we a bit of a home at home? Again, I haven't got a clue. But the bottom line is, right, I mean, this is the problem, Patrick. The thing is, right, I don't understand our way of form. What's going on? Our players' confidence anymore. Can Eddie fix it? I have no idea. I really don't. But something needs to happen real soon. If we lose to Sunderland, then I'd be worried for Eddie. I'll be very worried for Eddie.
Sunderland, I know are your enemies.
They're flying in a minute.
I know the Sunderland and Newcastle thing is not great. I spoke to one Newcastle guy once. I met him in the pub and he despises Sunderland. I was like, oh my god, I didn't know there's actually an actual despise. It's the same as when you find out that United fans and Leeds United fans despise each other, which I never knew until I found out. But anyway, talking about this game, it says I want to hear possible 11. I think John glazed a bit on the possible 11. The midfield, we all know it might be Tonali, Bruno, and Jolinton. I don't know if Jolinton is fit, to be honest. I don't know if is he fit or is he something with the card? I don't know. I'm not sure. Someone was talking about Jolinton not being able to play this game. I don't know if the guy was just trying to pull my leg, but I haven't heard anything. But I'm pretty sure. So what about your goalkeeper situation? Is it Ramsdale? Is Ramsdale with you guys, or I'm making a mistake?
No, I mean, look, Nick Pope has conceded a lot of goals this season. Yeah, okay, he's still a shot stopper, but Eddie needs to be ruthless as a goalkeeper. I mean, look, I don't think Nick Pope's been great this season, in my opinion, but you got to give it to Aaron Ramsdale. Give this guy a go, because this guy, I like Aaron Ramsdale as a keeper. I really, really do. You know, he's seen lots of goals when he was at Bournemouth, Sheffield United, because they got a poor defence in front of him. That's all it is. He can play out for the back. He can pass out for the back as well. You know what I mean? Okay, sometimes can be a bit clumsy, but look, Aaron Ramsdale, he's done nothing wrong when he played in the Carabao Cup game. Give the lad a go. Give him a go. Again, Eddie's too loyal to his players. That's the thing. Do you know what I mean? Give Aaron a go. But it's a hard one, like, because I just don't get it. I mean, I think Eddie's scared to make change. You know what I mean? But one of the common things that I can see that Newcastle may be bottom 5 for a long time, even till Christmas. It's going to be a tough. You're absolutely right, because if we're in the bottom 3, we could be bottom 3 by the end of the year. And I think the Saudis will not put up that at all whatsoever.
I think, to be honest with you, I love Eddie as a manager, but I'm gonna say this openly because I have said it already to one of the Newcastle fans on one of the panels. I said, look, I think Eddie has got you as far as he can. This is what I said
This is
personally.
my worry. This is my
I
worry.
said, I think he has. I'm not saying he's a bad manager, but I was like, I just think for you to get to a certain level, you might need somebody with a name to just come in. Somebody, I'm saying, I'm talking about a name. I'm talking about somebody walking in there and everybody's like, whoa, this guy has won a UCL or this guy has won trophies where he's coming from. I'm,
Oh,
I'm,
absolutely.
I'm like Newcastle as a team right now. I know it's unfair that they have been blocked with the spending, but I think you still have a squad and players there that if a guy with a name came in, the attitude would just change. The players will be like, okay, let's say for instance, I'm just giving an example here. I know he went to Everton, it didn't work out, but I think that Everton thing was just a joke thing. I think when Angelotti went to Everton, it was just a joke. It was just a joke played on football. But I think Angelotti walks into Newcastle. I think there's a different mentality. I think all the
Yeah.
players go like, whoa. But anyway, what I was about to say, let me just read a few comments here. It says Murphy is like an engine. I like him. I like the way he
I
plays.
do.
Obviously, he's a bit limited sometimes as a player.
But the thing is, though, I love Jacob Murphy, but you know what? How long can he keep going for? That's the thing. The guy's 30, yeah,
Is he
and
30?
he's 30. But the thing is, though, I mean, I like Jacob Murphy. I really, really do, and I think this season could be important for him. Eddie loves him, but what do you know?
Yeah, big up to you, Bella. Big up to you. Says yours Highness says yo City 4-1. Adam has already started with the things. Says with all due respect, John, with all due disrespect to John, we are going to smoke you 4-5-1. My chat are very funny, John. Don't mind them. But anyway, okay, I too don't know why Newcastle aren't getting results of good performances. Says Newcastle doing good in the Champions League, but fluctuate this season in the Prem. A lot of teams
Yeah.
like Machini is that guy. Oh yeah, Machini would be.
Do you know what? I think Manchester would be a brilliant choice for Newcastle United if Eddie, the owners decided to pull the plug on Eddie, sort of thing. But you go back to what you said. He might take the club as far as he could, yeah. But for me, I like to progress. I like to progress. You know what I mean? I mean, Eddie's got us to the Carbo Cup. Can he get us any further? That is the thing. I love Eddie Howe, but if you want to, if you want to push on to bigger and better things, winning more trophies, then you know what?
What's the ambition?
I'll get. That's the question. What's the ambition?
Yeah, yeah, that's a good question because you know why? It's good you've opened that, and you know this is why I was saying the Newcastle fan I know is a friend of mine. I keep telling him because he's a very Eddie Howe fan. Look, by all means, what Eddie Howe has done is amazing, but I keep asking him, what's the next step? Like this season, what shows that okay, it's a new it's a new achievement for him. What does he achieve? Oh, this is a nice shout. What do you think? My co-host says Newcastle should get Paqueta. Oh, that I don't get Paqueta, please. Don't give them that. Why are you giving them that motive? Because Paqueta in that midfield, we already know what's happening. Because that's what they're missing. They're missing a creator. That's a good shout.
Paqueta would be brilliant for Newcastle United. He'd be fantastic for us, yeah. But Eddie doesn't play a number 10. That is the problem. He can't play a 10 on a 4-3-3. He cannot, but he'd be perfect for Newcastle. Then who do you get rid of? I mean, you look at the midfield we've got. You got Tonali. I think he's fantastic. Bruno Guimaraes is 28. Joe Linton's 29. And for me,
Joe Linton has to come. I would take Joe Linton off, leave Tonali and Bruno. Bruno plays as an 8, Tonali plays as a holding, or they both interchange, and then you have Paqueta as your free number 10. And then if things are maybe becoming very physical, you throw in, what's his name? Joe Linton.
Joe Linton. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, you're absolutely right. I mean, you need competition as well. I mean, you also got Lewis Magny on the books as well, the young player. Because if you do get another one in, then what's going to happen to Lewis? But I think personally, Eddie loves him, and I don't think he'll let Lewis Magny go anywhere. But if he did, and I was his agent, I'd send Lewis Magny to Germany. Send him to Germany. I tell you what, it would be fantastic over there.
Yeah, I think he would. And Kexter says, I would rather Paqueta go to Newcastle than Arsenal. I don't think Paqueta would go to Arsenal. There's no space there. There's
no
too much
space
overkill. So anyway, talking about this game, for me, look, I'm expecting a difficult game. It depends on how because Pep Guardiola has been very brave this season. He keeps playing this narrow formation where all the wingers go narrow and then the four backs become very wide. Nico O'Reilly has been incredible, also playing for England. Nunes, who we bought like as a midfielder, has also been performing well as a right back. For me, Nico Gonzalez obviously is our now CDM after Rodri was the guy we depended on. Now we've got Nico Gonzalez. We've got Donnarumma, who I think was a change of atmosphere at City. But the funny thing is this, it brings me to Donnarumma. What do you think of Trafford? You guys were close to signing Trafford and City are just playing around with Trafford on the bench.
Well, Eddie wanted James Trafford for a long time. We was after him for a couple of years, apparently.
Would you still take him now? Because there's rumors that he's not happy sitting on the bench.
It's a hard one because we've got two keepers anyway. So if Aaron Ramsey goes back to Southampton, James Trafford could be a long-term number one for us. Like, you know what I mean? I do like James Trafford. I think he's a really good shot-stopper. Do you know what I mean? But Eddie loves English-based players.
Yeah, somebody told me that. Somebody told me that.
That is the thing. I mean, like I said, we had a different manager and sort of thing, like, you know, and we have to talk about this. If Eddie does score, Lanchini will be up there, De Zerbi will be up there. Who else will be up there? My dream manager will be Diego Simeone, no doubt about it. That guy will walk in, and I guarantee you, he win the league in his first season. That guy is a special manager.
Yeah.
People say that this football is boring. But let me tell you something. He's won 2 La Liga titles, yeah? I think he won 3 Spanish Cups, if my memory serves right. No, 3 Europa League titles as well. This guy's a winner. And don't forget, his team beat Barcelona at their stadium to win the title.
Yeah.
And for me, I mean, I'm Eddie in, but we see what happens at the end of the season. If he doesn't get us in Europe this season, right, then you know what? I think it could be a bit of a problem for Eddie, unfortunately, because these owners are ambitious, like we are, and they need to be asking, is he that guy to take us to the next level? That is the thing. We can't afford to wait 3 years not to qualify for Europe. Don't get me wrong, he's doing brilliant in the Champions League. Yeah, fantastic. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you another thing as well. Without Fordomadi's goal in the Premier League, we'll be in big trouble. We'll be in the bottom 3 without his goals. Trust me.
Yeah, that is true. So let me ask you about this game. Is it a must-win game for you, or do you say would you take a draw?
I'd take a draw considering who we're playing against. That's the thing. However, we need to go out and get that win, because what I don't want to go in the bottom 3, because we've been lucky this season. We really have been lucky this season. Yeah, we won great against Forest. We won great against Fulham second half. But let's be real about it. Yeah. We need to start fixing up right now and giving it a go. Yeah. If you got a goal up, keep going. Don't defend for 1-0 win. That's exactly what he did against Arsenal, and we paid a penalty for it. However, but I kind of agree with the last comment, by the way. I kind of agree with him, by the way. We need to, I mean, I love Eddie, but I'm sure all of us will be watching this very, very closely, because I don't want Eddie sacked. But at the minute, can he turn us around for that? He's done it before. I think this season's going to be very tough. But yeah, I think I'd take a draw considering, but we need to win this game. I mean, I'm not taking 3 hits for anyone at this stage.
Oh, good grand. Look, at the end of the day, I think both teams need to win this, because don't forget that people are saying this is where City proved that they're serious. Obviously, they told us that we have to prove we're serious by beating Bournemouth, who are difficult. But you know, this is the Premier changes. But let's be honest, I sat down as a City fan and said, yeah, that Newcastle game, especially away, will show if we have the capability. Because if you go to Newcastle, St. James, and play them off the park like you did Liverpool at home, I'm pretty sure that will put a lot of question marks on the Premier. Will be like, oh my God, that's serious. But I don't know. I would I take a draw? Yes, I would at St. James Park. Would I want us to win? Yes, I would. But it's not an easy game, because on your day, if Newcastle decide to shut up shop and hit us on the counter, the midfield is very physical. The team is very good. The players might not look. Some players haven't sparked yet, like Ilanga. but on their day they can really hurt you. So anyway, before we close out, everybody hates this part. Guys in the comments, you can get involved. I appreciate all of you guys in the comments. As I said, if you want to subscribe to John's channel, it's in the description. Go and support John Sinclair TV. Very good content. What's your prediction for this game?
My prediction, my heart says us. I mean, I'm not going to back against my team, but my head's going to say Man City because they know that Arsenal's lost a good player in Gabriel, and they want to take advantage of that as well. But
and we play and City play before City. We do play before Arsenal.
Yes, you do, and I think no, you play. Yeah, you play a Saturday. You play Saturday. Arsenal play Sunday. But
yeah.
I think, my opinion, I think that the best you can hope for in this game, Patrick, is going to be a draw. I'm going to say 2-2. I really am going to say 2-2.
2-2. For me, to be honest with you, as I said, I would take a draw, but my City side and looking at this game, I'm looking at 2-1. I think Newcastle score first, and then we try to get back. Do you know why I'm thinking this game will be very pivotal? It's the fact we're playing before Arsenal. I think so. I think if we were not playing before Arsenal, and it wasn't how it is right now, because we play before Arsenal, we win this game. We put so much pressure on that Arsenal side, and John is right. The fact that they are looking at it saying, "Oh, Gabriel is injured," we put pressure on them. Maybe they might shake a bit. To be honest with you, I am 100% thinking Arsenal are going to beat Spurs. I know Spurs have a good record away, but the Spurs team is full of injuries. There's like 8 injuries to the team. If they beat Arsenal or get a draw, I think it'll be a miracle. But we'll see. I'm just saying a 2-1. I don't think there'll be anybody outscoring anybody a lot in this game. I highly doubt it. But I think the Newcastle striker scores in this game. I think he scores. He scores first in this game. And maybe we hit back. But if not, I think there might be a draw written all over this, especially for a game this magnitude.
Yeah, I kind of agree. It's going to be a tough game for us, but it's how we start. We got to start well. What I think they'll probably do is probably get us to defend tight sort of thing, keep us compact, keep us tight. Do you know what I mean? But when we get the ball, we got to do something. We got to let them know that we're not scared. We've got the players. We've got good players there. Tonali's got to be on his best. You know, he's got to show up, rather than play Italy, right? Bruno Guimaraes is going to make a difference. He's going to be fired up for this game. But the wingers has got to be on point. Anthony Gordon not be playing, he's injured. Harvey Barnes could play on the left. I've got a feeling on the right side it's going to be Jacob Murphy, and then Voldemad. I think the key guy is going to be Voldemad as well. If he gets the service, he will score. And I think it's going to be really, really exciting game for me. But depends how Voldemad do. And I think he'll get both goals in a 2-2 draw for me.
Yeah, big up. So anyway, before we close off, guys, don't forget to like the channel and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. As I said, I know we're very inconsistent. Actually, my co-host is not inconsistent. She's more consistent than me. I have a co-host, and maybe I'm doing. But obviously, for my channel to pause where it is because I became a bit inconsistent. But anyway, everybody knows with my health issues. But John has put his channel in there, and it's also in description. But John, what you want to tell the audience where they can find you? Because some people obviously like to hear things, but where also they can see your content.
Well, thanks for sharing this on Pat first. If you want to look at my content, what I do ground hopping. I used to do Newcastle United content. I'm not allowed to do vlogs anymore because they've, since Premier League rules sort of thing, there's people on social media are just jealous of what I'm doing. And I'm sorry to say that. I know I shouldn't say it, but I'm saying it. I'm blaming them as well, complaining to the football club. And then I don't have to vlog anymore at Newcastle, which is a shame. But I'll do something different with my show because I'll do around the grounds, which I do predominantly non-league, 70% non-league. I do mixtures of championships and League 1, League 2. I've done the Scotland-Denmark game on Tuesday. That is out right now. If you just give that a like and hype the video up, please check it out. it is absolutely fantastic. And already on that Scotland-Denmark game, right, it's got 22,000 views already, and I've got 130 new subscribers, let alone for that. So at the end of the day, right, check out the Scotland-Denmark vlog I've done, and I'm going to Preston North End tomorrow against Blackburn Rovers tomorrow for a matchday vlog in the Championship. And then on Tuesday, I'm doing a non-league game, Poole Town, based in Dorset, against Tiverton Town. I'm sure people haven't heard of those two sides. But next Sunday, Patrick, it's the big one I'm doing. I'm off to Spain to do Sevilla against Real Betis in the Seville derby. That's a week on Sunday. So check out my videos. You know, do non-leagues mainly. And I do other leagues as well. I do like Championship, League 1 to League 2. Scottish games as well. I'll be up to Scotland again next month to do Partick Thistle against Raith. And do check it out. Do hit the like button. Do hit the subscribe button if you are new. And leave a comment on that as well. And I tell you what, you will enjoy the videos done. Interviews to the fans inside the stadiums. Got fireworks as well. And the atmosphere is absolutely electric. Big up to Scotland fans. You may be welcome. And yeah, my numbers going up all the time, mate.
Yeah, big up. I know, guys, I appreciate it. See you guys. They're gonna do the watch along. I don't think I'll be there, but my co-host Kels, and obviously my other co-host who's a Newcastle fan, Steve, is going to do the watch along. I'll not be there, but thank you very much, John, and